Let's talk about these autistic kids.
Yeah.
Are you you're in LA? Your job is what do you do when you punch in the clock? You 9 o'clock, and then you go, "Who's autistic?" And they're like, "I won't tell you. I'm not going to look at you." And you're like, "I think you are." And then you grab them, and you're like, "Come on!" And they're like, "No." And you're like, "Perfect." And then you're like, 5 o'clock. I don't know. I don't know why I sidled into that. That wasn't wasn't what I was trying to do. That's not what I was trying to do.
Try it again.
You correct me from the moment you play.
11 o'clock.
Oh, nice. Must be nice.
Because because of depression, I don't get up for work. I just won't get up for work if it's early. So I've had to find jobs that start past.
Is that like a thing that you put
9 a.m.?
This sounds like a joke, but do you tell in the interview? You're like,
no. I just find jobs that I've worked in schools. I can't do it. I just have found a job that you can start later on and work till 7.
So you consider yourself? You're saying you suffer from depression like across the board?
Yeah.
The whole time, every time. Like, are you taking medication for it? Mm-hmm. And what medication? And anytime you want to say,
I'm on Wellbutrin.
You just say, I don't. You're prying.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer anything. But like, so Wellbutrin. But like, from what age were you when you were like, I'm fucking clinically depressed? When did you know?
I mean, always felt like sad for sure, but like probably around like going away to college. Really like fell like plummeted down. Just being like got shipped upstate to like an upstate New York school, was like completely like alone in the cold and just like shit.
Is it a daily thing, or is it something that kind of comes and goes, or is it day to day?
It's like day to day. Yeah.
Did it start to affect you? Like, what was the tipping point where you went to a doctor and started treating it as if it was a clinical thing, as opposed to a thing that was wrong with you that you were dealing with on your own?
Leaving college.
So did you drop out? Or?
I dropped out, but I went back. But I dropped out at 18, went home, and was just completely depressed. And then my mom, was like,
So you dropped out because you're like, I can't handle college.
Yeah.
Or these things. So there was a course. This is important to a lot of people that are listening. Like there was a point where you were like, oh, there's something. There was a point where you atoned with this thing where you were like, oh, it's medical. I mean, and I'm sure as a smart person, you're like, well, I don't want somebody in a lab coat telling me why my personality is different.
It's frustrating because I understand it and I know it, but the behaviors won't change and like my emotions won't change. So like I understand everything about it, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Do you think that so taking Wellbutrin, what does that do? Does it like kind of even you out?
Just like everything's not like sharp edges. I'm not like reacting to things so harshly. It just kind of like takes the edge off of things. Like,
is there anything that you miss? Like, do you feel zombified by?
Well, I stopped taking SSRIs because they completely like take away your sex drive and make you gain weight.
What is SSRI?
Like serotonin uptake inhibitor.
So what?
Selective serotonin uptake inhibitor.
Is that defines a different kind of medication?
I'm a psychology major.
That
defines a certain type of medication.
Okay.
Yeah, that affects like the serotonin.
Wellbutrin is like a.
It's a MAOI, which I don't even know what it stands for.
Okay. So serotonin, like, which is like yeah, okay, all right. Excuse me, I have a million questions. So that happened at what age in your life? Like when you cross that threshold where you're like,
18.
I'm going to deal with this, and you've been on Wellbutrin that whole time?
No, I've been on SSRIs up until about.
But those are terrible.
Yeah, I know. I was
sorry.
on them because doctors you just trust your doctor and forever, and I was just like, oh, cool. So I was on them for so long, but then didn't like the effects, kept trying to take myself off, but then kept having like really bad episodes, and then like finally talked to like actually a holistic psychiatrist who helped me find like the right medication that matched with like what I was good for my body.
So it's a like really long process because like your brain is a fucking like fireworks display, and like
Every
there's
drug, yeah.
when you're 12 years old, people are going to be like, this person should have cotton balls taped to their skull. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm sure that would help them behave. And I'm clearly pursuing an agenda, but it just seems like I have a problem with doctors and pharmacology and stuff. But at the same time, would you say is going through this labyrinth that you've found like a pill that it doesn't, it's not like oh shit, I'm at the top of my game.
No. If it stays like this for like another 10 years or so, I think like. I don't think I would try, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, I don't know the next step, what you would do if you're, like, depressed forever.
Well, what do you think
like,
be? I mean, go there. That was the dark crevice that you just approached. Like, what would you say? Like, what were you about to say?
If I was going to say ECT, but...
What does that mean? What is it?
Oh, like electroshock therapy.
Oh, well, I mean, but that... wow, really?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I've heard that works.
Like, you would...
One of my favorite authors was severely depressed, and he did that after like multiple years, but then he ended up killing himself. So I don't know.
Who was that?
David
Foster Wallace.
Yeah,
that's what I thought you were gonna say. Jesus, well, don't.
I'm not going to kill myself. No, don't.
Tara,
I'm not going to kill
You're
myself.
gonna say David Foster Wallace was like, don't say that, and then don't do that.
Tara, like, what's a good day for you? Like, do you?
I have plenty of good days.
Yeah, it's
for
like,
sure.
and that's just what, like, just that would.
I'm really into yoga, so I do a lot of yoga. Get up. If I get to do yoga, go to work. I started doing like stand up 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Awesome. Where? Like clubs
just
around?
Open mics.
That's so cool. That's fucking ballsy as hell.
Yeah.
I have a crazy naive
well.
feeling that is like in lieu of like all this fucking like labyrinth. I don't want to keep questioning these guys and their lab coats and stuff, but like I feel like when you have thoughts in your head and you say them into a microphone and then they can laugh or they can cry or they can sit in silence, but what they don't do is the thing that you're afraid that they might do inside your head, like the thing that you would project, where they would go like, "Oh, you're a fucking animal. I'm gonna fucking take you and kill you." Like I think, like just talking, just saying it. This is very, very self-justifying of me, but that's. I'm not saying it will supplant any kind of therapy, but I think that's fantastic for you, to just like communicate and talk, empty your head, everything that's in your head, no matter how crazy it is, all those jagged edges you're talking about, and you like put them out there, and then all these people out there are like, oh yeah, totally, I got it, or some of them are like, really, wow, okay, new thing to think about, and like in any case, it's like. It's gone out of
also
your skull.
just to be able to like come up like tonight, not that like we're any big help, but like to come up and say the word depression and know that's a thing and say it out loud, because we all know people like, you know, like Robin Williams was on our show, like we met him and stuff, and like that wasn't something that was really talked about, you know, and he dealt with his own shit for a long time, and because of him and what happened to him. A lot of comics and like especially comics that I know that deal with depression like said, "Oh fuck, like I can talk about that, and I need to talk about that, and that's a conversation that can happen, and it's not something that's a fake thing; it's a real thing, and it's a pretty common thing too, especially among artists and like in this community. So like that, you know, like." There was a time when no one said they had cancer, and so people just quietly had cancer and didn't get treatment because that wasn't something you did. You didn't talk about it, so it's good to like open up the lines of communication on that, and like I mean I can't imagine what that must be like, but it's very impressive that you can make the journey out to the city and start doing stand-up, which is terrifying. I do improv. Stand-up scares me.
Sadness is never talked about. It's like makes people too sad. So,
but it's like fucking hilarious.
Yeah, well, it's hilarious when you're like put like a face to it. Like,
I'm always harping on that. It's like the Campbell talked about that. It's like the first joke we hear is the game of peekaboo, which is like a kid. It's just a kid. They need their mom to be there so bad that their mom not being there is the equivalent of death. And so the mom, not really realizing that she's playing on death with the kid, goes like it's universal. It doesn't matter. It transcends language, culture, everything. It's like moms with little kids. They do this thing. They cover their face, and the baby starts to go, and then the mom like exposes her face, and the baby goes, I beat death. It's the first joke, and then like because comedy is fucking like it's like it only comes from the gut when it's like, no, I understand death, like despair, like the bottoms and the tops of this entire valve that we're being pushed through. That's what it is.
And the great stand-ups, like all my heroes of stand-up, like there's an incredible, awesome, terrifying loneliness that goes on for the great stand-ups that get out there and are willing to stand alone on stage and expose themselves like that. Like that's a tremendous amount of courage, and to be good at that is to be willing to like wallow in that solitude.
Yeah, coming out to LA by yourself and subjecting yourself to that, like who knows if you'd ever be funny, but like God knows, like yeah, you're already on the right path. Like step on the gas in that direction. You would stand in front of a microphone and go. I would experiment with like, what's the least funny thing I could say to these people? What's the thing I could say that would make them want to blow their brains out? Because you're one step from that to a amazing punchline, which is Mitch Hedberg, and like you know, it probably a bad example. No, it's not a bad example because like fucking great comics, they die young because they're all over the place. Artists are all over the place.
On the back of Mitch,
forgive yourself for being all over the place for sure. Like just like a Monday, it's like I'm the greatest person in the world, and Monday afternoon, it's like I'm such a piece of shit. That's called being creative. I think that's the engine that drives it. That's not a license to be like, I call the lumber yard and go, I'm not gonna do lumber anymore. Dan Harmon told me if I have mood swings, I'm an artist. It's not necessarily true. But what it is it's absolutely part and parcel of creating shit for sure. I kind of feel like we dragged you up and asked you for your bullshit and then told you a bunch of shit that you probably already know. They were like, let me tell you another thing, young lady. But
the big takeaway is that you're not alone. There's
I mean, this
so
podcast
many
has
people.
helped a lot. Like,
Yeah.
no, these pieces of shit, they're here for everybody. Honestly, I mean,
but also
there's
the fact that like half the crowd knew when you said SRTIS, whatever that thing was, that like
a couple people were like boo, and a couple people were like yeah.
People knew what it meant. Like there's probably a handful or more of people that also like suffer from depression here. Like it's right. Yep. Dave Klein, you depressed?
Dave Klein's deep depression sufferer.
We met at Rob Straub's birthday.
we do.
You were at my birthday?
Yeah, we smoked a joint in the back.
You went to my birthday at Cinefamily?
Yeah.
You had a good time? Mm-hmm. That was very, very
But
sweet
Dan
of you.
was in New York, where
Dan was in New York. He had an
hometown,
excuse.
all my friends.
Dan had an excuse because my birthday only happens once. And it's on a different date every year. It's hard to keep track. But thank you so much for coming. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was a great birthday party.
It was a fun
Thank you.
time. Oh, well, great.
Tara, have you made any
having
friends since you've been out here? Like how long you been out again? How long?
About a month, a little over a month.
Have you made any friends since you've been here? Kind of, yeah.
I mean, that's the hardest part.
So
For sure.
Do you have really close friends back
I
home?
want like genuine connection friends,
Of
but
course.
you make like
well, you know what
5-minute friends here, like
Actually, yeah, no, but you'll make lifelong friends here very quickly.
Yeah.
For certain.
Just reject the first 5 from this crowd because you've been up here and the first 5 are gonna be just flush them.
When
Excuse me, Miss Lady, Yeah, just put them
Thank
in the
God,
battery
Ryan.
deck.
Thank God Ryan Ridley's not here.
Would you do us the honor of staying up here and playing Shadowrun with us? Okay. Great.
Hey.
I love it.
All right. You missed my Ryan Ridley impression.
Kids, if you're feeling sad, talk to people. You got to talk to someone.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Don't do anything. She's not a case in point. She's an adult and was like dealing with her shit. I'm saying, just, as long as we're on the topic, because I have a Tumblr and I get these messages and these kids are like fucking like, tell me what to do, and like they're on the precipice. It's a fucking like if you're below 35, you know, like and you're thinking about like the extreme version of the solution to your problems. Just before you do that, experiment. Since you're about to do that, just try talking to somebody. Just talk to somebody.
Take out
it's not just give it a shot.
Do something crazy, like go walk across.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna just like try and walk across America first. Like,
right.
Like if you're gonna hit the point
as
where
long as you would
just do something crazy, like do something crazy.
And I know they're
first,
aggravated.
see if it changes anything in your brain.
But it will stress that's one of the aggravating things when you're in that state.
You can't have.
Is
You don't have any
that
energy
people
to do
approaching you logically and saying the reason you shouldn't do it is because look at it's a wonderful life, and it's like fuck you. That's not. It's not a logic thing. It's just like fucking. It's a Grand Theft Auto thing. Like you're about to do it. Just fucking do one thing first. Talk to somebody. You gotta hear it. It's rattling around in your brain. It's not like just fucking have it come out of your mouth. Everybody feels that way sometimes. You may feel that way all the time. Like you got to talk to somebody about it. Like if you're under a certain age, it's an epidemic. Worst podcast ever.
Over 35, it stops.
I'm just saying like over 35. If you want to kill yourself, fuck you.
Fine, yeah.
Wow,
I'm kidding. It's
a hard line. Dan's taking a hard line.
Kidding. It's a joke.
Nah.
It's a joke.
Well, Tara, thank you. She's for real from the bottom of all of our hearts. That's fucking awesome.
No, thank you for being vulnerable with us and sharing your.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, like take whatever pain you've got there and like turn it into beautiful artwork for the rest of us.
Don't tell her what to do.
Because that's. I think that if you look back to the history of like art and culture, that I think you'd probably find out a lot of people were going through something similar, you know, and different, or maybe exactly the same. And I think a lot of what's benefited humanity is people like turning intense pain into like that's what humans probably have different than most other animals. Is that we take our sadness and we've created art. You know, so...
All right, hit the showers, Jeff. I'm sorry. That offended you. It offended
No,
them.
it did offend me. It offended everybody else.
That's not true. They laughed.
We have showers?